Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I realize a lot of our content is, all the best parts of van life. It's like rainbows and sunshine. But there's also some bad parts. Things break on the van all the time. And our current predicament is that the heater's not working. I have a diesel heater that I installed myself. And it is currently 46 degrees here in North Carolina. It's going to be in the 20s tonight. And it's just going to get colder as we go further north. So I need to figure this out. So I've already tried a couple times. What happens is originally it wouldn't even get hot. It wouldn't even turn on. And now I got it turning on, but it blows out white smoke everywhere and it looks like the van's on fire. And so I've tried fixing it twice already, and both times people came over and they're like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, we're not on fire, don't worry. So I'm about to try something else. I only have a few minutes before my next work thing because it's really, really cold. And if that doesn't work, we're gonna have to work on it later. So let's hope this works. So I am in this Facebook group that's for these type of diesel heaters, and I put something. I've searched the group first. Always search the group so you don't ask redundant questions. And I asked about this white smoke, and there's so many different things that it can be. But this one guy said to try this. He said try turning it on and then turning it off before the pump turns on and then turning it on again. So that's what we're gonna try. I don't think it's gonna work, but I figured I might as well try it. And then if it doesn't work, there's some other things that are a little bit more in depth that we'll try in a little bit. Okay, so now I'm supposed to let that kick on. Oh, probably not have all the stuff in front of it though. Oh, I made a mess. Hashtag van life. Okay, so some air is coming out. I probably shouldn't have plastic bags by the heater. Try to turn that off. Okay. Here's the thing. There's no way of knowing when the pump's about to turn on, so I gotta, as soon as I see it, I'm gonna turn it off. I'm listening for it. So we're gonna turn it off. Okay, turned it off. I'm gonna let it cycle all the way off. So the last time what I did, well, when it wasn't heating, I had to like take the whole thing apart, and I had the glow plug had come out, and so I like tightened that back in, and I also went up underneath to see if I could see anything, and I adjusted the exhaust because I think it was like in the wrong position, because there's a little hole at the bottom that's supposed to point down so that things can drip out of there, because if you get any liquid buildup, that can also cause that white smoke. So I've already tried that and it didn't work, clearly, because here we are still. And now I'm trying this. What else did I try? Oh, then I just tried running it for like 10 minutes and I just got 10 minutes of white smoke and it was everywhere. It was so bad. I wish I had video of it. If this doesn't work, well, I'll show you how bad it is. I guess maybe I could have run it just for the purposes of YouTube, but I'm not gonna do that because it smells and it's just like really bad. It looks like the whole van's on fire. Let me see underneath if I see any at all right now. So you can see there, that's the exhaust. Right now, nothing's coming out of it. So I'm still waiting for it to turn all the way off. The fan's still running a little bit. This turns all the way off, I'll be back, and we're gonna try to kick it back on and see what happens. This is the part that sucks because it gets me excited every time, because it starts off just totally normal, no white billowing smoke, and then all of a sudden it goes crazy. So I don't know, I'm starting to see some smoke, but still not as bad. So I don't know how well you're gonna see this on camera, but I'm starting to get some of the smoke. It's still not as bad as it was, but yeah, see? Start to see it's like getting a little crazy. So yeah, that's a fail. I'm gonna turn it off and I have to get to my meeting, but I'm gonna try, we'll have to try something else later. Gotta try a couple more things, but I'm gonna turn it off for now, but hopefully that got us a little bit of heat, and it is what it is. It's just part of the life here. Okay, so that last thing didn't work. I had my team meeting. We just moved to this campground at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds. It's not great, but it's cheap and we can hook up to our power, and we're at about 50%, so we're actually okay, and we're going to be doing a lot of driving this next week, so we probably would have been fine, but I don't know. I'm still getting used to this whole power thing, and I get freaked out when I see 30%, and it was at 30% for a couple of days. But anyways, there's not a ton of people here, so it's actually a pretty good spot for me to work on this. So now what I'm trying is I just turned it back on and I put it on the lowest setting to see if that makes a difference. And I'm just going to let it run, and we're going to see what happens. So I'm getting a little bit of smoke here, but I'm going to let it run. I put a timer on for 10 minutes. I have it on low, so I'm not getting quite as much smoke as I was before. So I'm hoping that'll just run off and we will be all set. I also just plugged in. Somebody said voltage could be an issue. And sometimes when I'm lower, my batteries are lower, it's hard for the heater to get as much voltage, I think, maybe. Okay, we're starting to get some more smoke, but I'm gonna stay out here and watch it for a bit and see what happens. I'll be back in 10 minutes and report out on what I find. Guys, I'm trying not to get too excited, but there's no smoke right now. So there's a little bit, but that's pretty normal. Like here and there. I'm praying. It's been 4 minutes. Usually by now it's like billowing white smoke. I really wish I would have gotten more of that on camera. You got a little peek of it, but it was even worse, which makes me believe that like what I did worked, right? I was just burning off some of that fuel. In the beginning, there was just a lot because I had tried to start it up like several times and it kept failing out because I couldn't figure it out. And each of those times the oil pump turned on, the diesel pump turned on. So it was pumping fuel in there. So by the time I actually got it fired up, there was like so much extra fuel that it was a little bit flooded. So I think that's what was causing it. So shout out to the guy on Facebook who told me to just go ahead and run it high first, then ran it low. I don't know if that made a difference, but now I'm like, I have it on the lowest setting and I'm just letting it run for a while. And then I guess after a while, I'll try to put it back up on high and see if that works too, to make sure we're all set. I really don't know if I figured out the problem here though, because now I also have it plugged in. There's so many factors that are contributing it to it. Could be the thing that are making it work, but I don't care because it's gonna be 20 tonight and I want this thing to be working. And even if it's on low, it still warms up the van quite a bit. And I didn't have to take the whole thing apart, which was going to be the next step, which I wasn't going to do. Also, just to be clear, the diesel heater isn't our only heating option. I have some contingencies, don't worry. Although we're planning to not be in cold weather too much, we know it's going to happen and you can't always predict it because the weather is so crazy. And so, although the diesel heater is our primary way to heat the vehicle, we also have a propane heater, and we do, again, have 2 propane tanks, one for our stove and one for our water heater, so we can disconnect those and we can use the propane heater. Those aren't great because you have to keep a window open, but we have it as a backup. We also have tons of blankets and tons of layers of clothing. I also have a hot water bottle that you can boil water and put in the blankets to make it even warmer. We have some emergency blankets. And when all else fails, we also have like just the heater from the vehicle. We can turn on every once in a while to heat up the space a little bit. So we have a lot of options. It's just that it's just easier to have the diesel heater just work like it's supposed to. So it still seems to be going and there's no smoke whatsoever right now. I'm about to go inside just to make sure that it's still on and it hasn't aired out. But I am super excited. Let me see if I hear it. Oh yeah, it's still roaring. I don't know if you can hear that. It's still going. So this is super exciting. Should I put it on high? I want to see if it works, but I also don't want to mess it up. Okay, I'm going to try putting it on high. This might be a poor choice, but let's see. Let's do it.
It's getting warmer.
As you can see, it's pretty cold in here. Rachel's all cuddled up in blankets over blankets over blankets.
The dogs are cuddled up with me too.
But I'm gonna try to put it on high now. It's absolutely no smoke happening right now. So let's put it all the way up and see what happens. Might be a poor choice, but you know, we're gonna try it anyways. Okay, I am getting a little bit more smoke when I put it on high, but it's still nothing like it was before for now. I'm gonna let it go a few more minutes because it's done this before where it gets me excited and then it's like we're back at a smoke chimney at a factory. You can see it's starting to smoke a little bit more though. Oh no. All right, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go for real this time. And I'll be back and we'll see how it's doing. And I'm gonna let it go for like 10 minutes like this. I'll tell you one thing, I am glad it's not as cold as it was this morning while I'm doing this, because I don't want to go inside because I don't want it to get out of control, and I don't know. It's not too bad right now, but my luck, I'll go inside and it'll start billowing like crazy and people will think we're on fire. But it was so cold this morning. Like, I was frigid. Right now it's cold, but it doesn't, maybe I've just gotten used to it, and it's obviously during the day, so it's going to be a little bit warmer, but I'm really glad it's not that cold, so I can stand out here and monitor the situation. We're going to have heat tonight. Come hell or high water, I'm going to figure this out. Guys, I'm so excited. It hasn't even been 10 minutes and the smoke is pretty much gone now. So I think we might have fixed it. For now, at least, until the next time something goes wrong with it. But I might need to replace the exhaust hose at some point, because I did have the like little muffler installed wrong for a little while there, so I think some of it's a little bit dirty, but hopefully we'll have some heat for this next few days while we travel back to Jersey, because it's just getting colder from here, which I'm not happy about. I'm already looking forward till January when we head out west to warmer weather, but I'm excited to see our friends and family and get a chance to hang out for a little while. So this is a short video, but just wanted to be able to highlight that, you know, van life is fantastic and we're absolutely loving it, but it also comes with its challenges that you have to be prepared for. And I'm glad that I had so many different backups to this heating situation, and glad, honestly, that I did the build myself, because I feel so much more comfortable doing the fixing of things because I understand like how I installed them and kind of how things work, more than if I would have just bought a van or bought an RV. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you're out there trying to fix your diesel heater, have patience. Check Facebook groups. What I did here again was, one, I had to open it up and make sure the glow plug was good to go. If you're not getting heat, it probably has something to do with your glow plug. I was getting the E10 error code at that time. Then once I got the glow plug back in and I was getting heat and the smoke started happening, I turned it on until it fired up, and I turned it right back off on high. And then I turned it back on again all the way on low, and I let that run. And then I turned it back on high, let it run for about 10 minutes, and now we are good to go. I have no more smoke. We have heat. So that worked for us. Obviously, it's not the thing for everybody, but I didn't have to take the whole thing apart, which is what I was absolutely dreading. Definitely click that subscribe button so you can follow along and learn tips like this, as well as check out all of our adventures as we continue to figure out what it means to go slow down.